Question types in online forms come in various different shapes and forms, and in this video we're gonna look into all the different question types that LeadGen App is offering and how you can use them to create a unique online form with great user experience that helps you capture more leads. Let's go. LeadGen App is a form builder to create online forms with maximum customization, and that also applies to question types. Now let us have a look into all the question types available that you see right here, and these can be further divided into different categories. Firstly, clickable question types, all the questions that the user just has to click or pull down, like from a drop down. Then we have input question types, different types of boxes to fill an answer. Special question types that have a unique purpose and also special kind of validation, like an address question type, and then contact fields like email and phone number. Let's look into the first question type, single select. Single select allows users to choose one option out of all the multiple choices in the question. And it's not possible for users to select more than one. That's the difference to multi-select. In the LeadGen App Builder, you will first see the question type field where you can choose single select, and then you can add all your options under list options. You can add more, and you can also then shift them up or down easily with the draggable icons. Save it and see the live result. This is how it looks, and then users can basically press one answer and move to the next step. Let's look into the second question type, multi-select. This question type allows users to choose more than one choice in multiple choice questions. And you can also set a minimum and a maximum number so that the answers you get match with whatever type of responses you're trying to collect. For example, a maximum amount of 4 choices. In the builder, you can set this under advanced settings in this question types. You can enable or disable the minimum maximum choice selection and then set an amount for each. And then in the live form, it will look like this. So the minimum is 1, maximum is 4. With 3, the form will continue. And for example, choosing 5 will show this validation error. Before we move on to further question types, I want to give you a little summary of the single and multi-select. There's various skin types that you can use to further style your question using either button, radio, dropdown, checkbox, image, or icon buttons. And here you see the different look and feel. Also, you'll find different alignment options for these questions where you can move your buttons into a vertical style or horizontal positioning with various different combinations. Moving on to checkbox buttons. These are question types that you can use in multi-select that appear like this, or also using drop down in multi-select questions. Then you will also have the option to show those clickable checkboxes. And inside LeadGen App, you can set it simply under the skin type. You click on checkboxes under multi-select where this is available, and then in your live form, this is the result. The checkboxes are directly clickable in the form. Next, we have the drop-down question type. This one is particularly useful to show a large number of choices available without taking too much form space. And it looks simply like this. You have your field, and then with the drop down, the choices easily load up. And you can also place it on something like a single step form or having multiple questions per step like this, where again, it doesn't take a lot of space and provides a great experience for the user. Then we have radio buttons, which are available in single select only, because this type of user experience is only meant for questions where one choice is selected, and they appear like this. Basically, one choice can be clicked out of the radio buttons. Then we have image buttons, which are a great way to show a more visual button style for users to click. You can upload actual images in JPEG or PNG files, and you can then further style it to either fill the complete button field or to show it in a slightly smaller way like this, using icon files, for example. And also you have the option to choose between how many rows you want to show, how many columns. So this one has 3 columns and a lot of choices. You could also choose 2 columns or 4 columns. Moving on to icon buttons. This is a very useful way to quickly build beautiful looking forms using an icon library that is already provided. Here you see some examples. These are all icons that are already inside LeadGen in a library, and they can be easily searched, or you can scroll through that library, or you can also just use text and description like this without any icon. And this is in the builder the way to use those icons. You can go into the various categories of styling that is provided, and then, for example, do a quick search and see whatever comes up, or again, just to scroll through it and choose your favorite one. This is how it looks in the live form. You can also then change the sizing of those icons to match it with your form look. Then we have the paragraph text input field. This is simply a field where users can type their answer. Here, this is the bigger field that you see on this form, and it's basically providing enough space to write a paragraph. That's why it's called like this. Here you see it as well on a single step form, enough space for users to type whatever requirements they have. Similar to that, we have the short text field, which again is an input field for users to type any kind of custom text or numbers, and it's basically a simple line. You can adjust the height, border radius, the colors, all kinds of different designs, the placeholder color or the text color that users type. That is all possible in the design settings. Now we're coming to a very interesting question type, the address fields, which provide a lot of different options to create a really nice experience for your user, but also allowing them to automatically find their address using a search field. Here you see a few examples. This one is a search field, and then you can also combine it with some animated screens where you can simulate a search function and then show a results screen. And here we have another postcode field, and here we have address details, again with an auto fill. In the builder, we have 2 skin options. One is default, where users have to fill everything. The other one is autocomplete. The autocomplete option works with a Google Cloud integration, a Google API key, and comes with 2 different modes, the search and the manual mode. This is the search mode, where you can basically provide this field where users can type their postcode or anything of their address and then straight away select it. And this one is the manual option, where there's another button to click, and then there will be editable fields where the user can still make any changes to that address. If you want to learn more on Google Address Autocomplete, I recommend you the help article that explains everything step by step. The GDPR question types allows you to show checkboxes and obtain user consent for subscribing to certain communication channels like email, or to confirm that they have read your privacy policy, for example. Then we have the date question type to ask your users any kind of date related question. Here we have different skin types, 3 input boxes, 1 input box, Dropdown and calendar picker. With 3 input boxes, you will achieve this look where users can fill the 3 different boxes for day, month and year. Similar for 1 input box, where user can type in just 1 box as a whole. And the Dropdown is providing users the option to choose from a Dropdown out of the relevant choices, and then the date picker looks more like a calendar, where you could ask, for example, for an appointment date rather than a date of birth question. Next up, we have the email field, which is a simple input field for users to put their email address. Just like all the other fields, you can make it required or non-required and place it anywhere in your multi-step or single-step forms. Next, the phone number question type. This is a great way to collect any kind of phone number from your audience using the country code and the field to fill in the number. The country code is auto-detected based on the country of your user, but you can also set a default country code that always shows up. And then we'll have a validation running in the background to ensure that the format that the user types of that particular number is correct and it can actually be a real number. Finally, we have the first and last name question fields. Very simply, you can add fields where we have already preset the relevant questions. What is your first name? What is your last name? And that's how it looks for the user. These were all the question types in LeadGen App. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. To create your own account, go to leadgenapp.io and you're ready to build your own high converting lead forms. See you soon and take care.